This is Radio Ukraine International with the weekly program Doing Business, hosted by Rodion Zhizhnevsky and produced by Konstantin Lavrentyuk. Doing Business covers current economic developments in and concerning Ukraine and gives topical information as well as immediate and longer-term economic forecasts. It is what we think might give you food for thought and help you see Ukraine through the economic angle. Ukrainians are one of the most educated nations in Europe, so getting an education in Ukraine is quite prestigious. Moreover, the cost of education and living in this country is a lot lower than elsewhere in Europe. According to Expat Insider, Ukraine has become the most affordable country in terms of living costs. In addition, foreign students enjoy the same rights, freedoms and responsibilities as do citizens of Ukraine. The most popular Ukrainian higher schools with foreign students are medical universities and colleges in Kharkiv, Odessa and Kyiv. So this time we will talk about Kyiv Medical University KMU. It was founded in 1992 on the basis of the Medical Institute and was then the first private medical university to be founded in the post-Soviet countries. KMU is ranked 7th among 200 universities based on the average passing score level of Ukrainian citizens who took the external independent assessment in 2020. Also based on that level, KMU was ranked 2nd among medical universities. The total number of its students is over 3,200, including those from 62 countries. The number of interns is 700, and the number of alumni is over 5,000. Kyiv Medical University expands its geographical presence in other regions of the country by opening new branches. The Institute of Medicine and Biomedical Sciences opened in Kharkiv in 2017 and the Institute of Medicine and Public Health in Dnipro in 2019. Also in 2019, KMU opened the Department of Plastic, Reconstructive and Aesthetic Surgery and Surgical Cosmetics. The university trains specialists in such fields as medicine, dentistry, general pharmacy and industrial pharmacy, and also has preparatory departments for both Ukrainian and foreign citizens. My interlocutors are Borys Ivnev, rector of Kyiv Medical University, and his assistant Oleksandr Potiy, who heads the admission department.
My name is Borys Ivnev. I am a rector, Kyiv Medical University. I am professor in psychiatry and I'm psychotherapist. Our university was founded in 1992. And next year it will be our 30 years anniversary, and we provide medical education in the 3 specialties. It is medicine, it is dentistry, and pharmacy and industrial pharmacy. Our university right now about 3,500 students. We have a full cycle for education. We have a master's degree. We have PhD degree and doctorate.
As far as I know, you're the first private university in Ukraine.
We are the first private medical university in the former USSR, and exactly we are biggest private medical university in Ukraine. It will be correct.
My name is Oleksandr Potiy, and I'm head of admission department. So I hope to get you acquainted with admission procedures, admission requirements, and give you some points of our university, some advantages to study with us.
What is the situation with medical staff in Ukraine? Is there any shortage?
Yes, of course, we have some deficit in our country. Statistics indicate that the number of practicing medical doctors in Ukraine is significantly lower than demand level. It is also supported by the medical demographic crisis in Ukraine. Based on the statistical analysis of the Ministry of Health of Ukraine in 2019, the amount of unoccupied positions among medical doctors has reached 24.7 per 10,000 population, compared to the average European countries number, which is 35. Another factor of the staffing crisis in this sphere is the share of people of retirement age among medical doctors is 24%, which is remarkable. Personal shortage is observed as very popular and highly paid specialties, such as anesthesiologists, obstetricians, etc. Moreover, the level of staffing among healthcare workers in the particular specialties is critically low. Sounds quite anxious, but from the other point of view, such a situation opens up a lot of opportunities for medical alumni to get a job faster and have a wider choice of specialties for future career in healthcare field.
What medical specialties are the most demanded?
It so happened that all the specialties in which our students are undergoing training at our university are the most popular ones in the educational market of Ukraine among international students. I mean, medicine, dentistry, and pharmacy. It's quite hard to distinguish between them, but I would say that medicine is the most in demand. But of course, it depends on the country of applicant's origin. For instance, Indians are likely to choose medicine, while Pakistanians and Iranians would prefer dentistry. By the way, driven by such a high demand of medicine specialty, we decided to launch two subdivisions in the biggest cities of Ukraine, Kharkiv and Dnipro, which has been opened in 2017 and 2019, respectively.
What foreign countries are represented by your students?
And what about the nationalities? You just mentioned Indians, Pakistanians. So students of which foreign countries usually study at Kyiv Medical University?
One of our best cards is a super multicultural environment in which everyone can feel comfortable, safe, and entertained. Apart from 2,000 Ukrainian students, we have 1,400 international students who came from 62 countries. So much more than I named just now. Talking about numbers, the leaders are India, Nigeria, Turkey, and Iran. And thanks to the student adaptation system, which is provided by both International Dean's Office and student bodies, any foreign student who comes to study with us will feel comfortable. And no matter how many of his compatriots study at the university at the same moment.
And how is the situation going with enrollment now because of that pandemic situation and the social situation that we have in Ukraine? Is the amount of students less or even higher than it was compared to what we had 2 or 3 years ago?
Fortunately, this year we didn't see any significant decrease in the number of applications. But of course, students are aware of quarantine restrictions, and some countries may have difficulties with arriving to Ukraine. They have to follow the updated rules of vaccination or testing. But talking about application numbers of applicants who are willing to study with us, we don't see any significant decrease.
Different countries have different approaches to education and different levels of preparation required for admission. Is there any problem with that at KMU? If so, how do you solve it?
The level of preparation of applicants varies even within the same country, not only in different countries, of course. And we have several mechanisms dedicated to solving this issue in our university. First of all, our entrance examination procedure helps us to determine if a particular applicant is able to start training right away or not. If the applicant should pay some additional effort to improve one's knowledge in core subjects, we propose to undergo a 10 months preparatory course, which gives an opportunity to catch up all the missing knowledge in chemistry, biology, or in language, which can be English or Ukrainian, because we know about this problem. There are ways for solving it.
How does the enrollment process proceed? Are there any entrance exams or tests?
Initial enrollment of foreign citizens is based on complete general secondary education and the results of 2 entrance exams. First one, a language proficiency exam, which can be Ukrainian or English. And the second exam is chemistry. So right after the arrival to the university, applicant has to take entrance exams in written. Test paper consists of both tests and open questions. Results of these entrance exams are announced the same day, so the applicant will know is it possible for him or her to get enrolled. If you wish to get an idea about a content of exam paper, you can find it in the document called Program of Entrance Exam on our website, kmu.edu.ua. And as a university, we do not conduct any exams in applicant's home country, but we know that in some particular countries, there are some special exams for applicants willing to study abroad. For example, in India, there is a NEET exam, just to get an idea.
The EBRD and the EU provide Kyiv Medical University with financial and expert support. Since 2013, 30 best students and interns have been awarded scholarships and grants. In 2020, the university received a grant from the House of Europe, which provided for the launch of the project called School of Medical Education Quality. In this project, Ukrainian teachers are trained by leading specialists from the EU. Also in 2020, KMU received a grant from the US government to develop and implement the program called Professional English for Healthcare Workers, in conjunction with Georgia State University, America House, and the American Council. The university supports the talented youth. Straight A students are granted a 50% discount. If a young person hears this program and wants to come to Ukraine to study, where and how should it be done? Where to start? What steps should be taken before leaving for a country?
I want to say that we warmly welcome all international students to join our medical family. I assure you will not regret your choice. It's exactly. First of all, about the process of admission. When person now, for example, in homeland. To make the first step, applicants should fill in the Apply Now form on our website. After that, a manager of admission office team will get back to the applicant guiding through the application process. The next step after filling the Apply Now form and validating of attached high school diploma is issuance of a personal invitation letter that we send, usually it's via DHL, directly to the applicant. That invitation letter gives a right to obtain a student visa and arrive in Ukraine. With all hospitality, we meet our freshers at the airport in Ukraine.
Pardon for that, I have the question. You said that with all this, the hospitality, you meet the guests, you meet the foreign students.
Yes, students, of course, it's applicants.
Okay. So is there any position at your university, is there any specific particular person who can meet the students at the airport?
Of course. We have an international dean's office which organize and provide all functions from first step when the applicants write an application for admission in our university to procedure of entrance exam. We can talk about all-inclusive process for admission of our students in Kyiv Medical University.
You're listening to Radio Ukraine's weekly program, Doing Business. What languages are used in teaching?
The next question that you have already mentioned, it's about the languages, but could you say that one more time and how it goes with that? You said, if I'm not mistaken, there is Ukrainian and English language.
Yes, you're right. We provide training in Ukrainian and English languages, only two languages. International students mostly pick English, of course, but they can also study in Ukrainian after undergoing 10 months preparatory course.
How is the Ukrainian language taught? Is it difficult for foreigners?
Ukrainian?
Yep, exactly.
Yes, of course. Yes, for both English and Ukrainian speaking cohorts, Ukrainian language is a compulsory subject to study. It's very important. We have Ukrainian language classes throughout the first 3 years of study. I want to emphasize that it is very important, again, as long as the national language allows students to communicate with patients at universities affiliated hospitals, because starting from fourth year of study, it is directly contact with the patient. Undoubtedly, it is not the simplest language to study, of course, but staying in Ukrainian-speaking environment makes it easy to master Ukraine.
Backing to the question of English, you said that there are two languages given, so it means that all your teachers, they have to know English, right?
Yes, all teachers who taken part in providing or delivering subjects for foreign students who study in English, it's not less, they have not less that B2 level of English. It's enough, of course.
Either online training. How is training done during the pandemic?
Do you have offline classes or it's still online trainings at your university?
Yes, it's a very, very difficult situation, and it's a very difficult process for organization. It is obvious that it is impossible to study medicine online, but world pandemic made us to adapt to this. A wide range of information technologies are applied at university while arranging the educational process, including, of course, online learning methods. In the university, the advanced learning technology Google Suite for Education helps educators save time but easily arranging the teaching process in classroom and Meet. All students of the university have free and unlimited access to the unique university's online learning platform called PreXam. It's our own learning platform. This platform consists of training and control modules and allows to create a virtual educational environment. It provides direct interaction of educators and students. Also, we are proud of our cooperation with the US Department of State and US Embassy in Kyiv. This year, we implemented the course Professional English for Healthcare Workers and to improve professional English skills for various groups of healthcare workers. It is online course too.
Students, especially international ones, are actively involved in the university's cultural and sport life. They win prizes in various contests. In 2020, the university opened a talent development center, Talent Park. What could you tell us about the living conditions and campus infrastructure, sports, entertainment, and recreation?
You mentioned dormitories and apartments, so could you tell us more about the conditions? Of course, that's pretty hard to say than to show, but are there that modern for students, just for them to be prepared?
Yes, sure. I want to say that students' well-being is a top priority for us. We really care about that. And our main campus, I want to start from that, is a piece of art building full of cutting-edge learning facilities and equipment. By the way, you can check our Facebook profile and see some pictures. You can just type Kyiv Medical University in Facebook stream, and surely you will see the first page called Kyiv Medical University Official with our logo on the profile picture. And here's our Facebook profile. Also, you can find us on Instagram, by the way. Our page is Kyiv Medical University.
You're socially actively, and it's great to hear that.
We are very social active because nowadays in our rapidly changing world, this is the easiest way to get in touch with our audience, with our students, and with future students.
I have one more question. Apart from the apartment, apart from the tuition fee, there are other things that I, as a foreign student, would do. So basically, I'm talking about my leisure time, about sport, entertainment, and fun. So how is it possible to entertain myself when I'm just the newcomer in the new country for me?
You just guessed what I was about to answer. So the university has 3 gyms for physical education classes and competitions and personal workouts. So you can work out on your own if you wish. Large gyms are completely equipped for classes and sport competitions in basketball, volleyball, mini football, tennis, and many more kind of sports. And by the way, what we are proud of, our football team is in the top 5 list of Kyiv City University football teams. So if some of our applicants are football fans in terms of playing, you can join our football team and participate in a lot of competitions. Also, university has necessary social infrastructure in each building of the university and dormitory or hostel. We have student cafes which offer national dishes of different countries, so all our students can feel the taste of home here. We try to fit our menus, our cuisines to the requirements of student cohorts from other countries. Also, I want to emphasize that university dormitory located just 10 minutes walking distance from campuses, so everything is close and fit in one district. And also a part of sport activities, the another thing you can entertain you with is social and art activities. We have a lot of sections and clubs dedicated to that. And just to give you an example, our Indian dancing group last year took the first place at Kyiv Students Festival. We have some entertaining events and clubs for any kind of hobby you can even imagine. And the cohort of international students and the Ukrainian students is so big here, so you can always find the people with similar hobbies.
Soulmates, we could even say.
Soulmates, right, yes, exactly.
One of the most important questions is about your budget. How do you draw it up and calculate all the costs? How much would a course cost? What is the average price for a full course at Kyiv Medical University? How much is accommodation, dormitory, or apartment rent?
Could you tell me what the average price level at your university, and how much for accommodation, how much for food, and things like that?
Okay, sure. So first of all, I want to emphasize that studying and living in Ukraine is quite affordable. Everything, starting from tuition fees in our university and hostel payment, and ending with clothes, train tickets, and food, allow applicants and students to meet a real tight budget. So if coming to numbers, if we are talking about English language of instruction, then tuition fees for medical students is $3,500 per year, which can be paid by 2 installments by semesters. So all our fees can be divided into semesters and paid separately. Dentistry students pay $3,800 per year, and pharmacy students pay $3,100 per year. If you are willing to study in Ukrainian, you can save a bit. On medical faculty, students pay $2,500 per year. On dentistry faculty, $2,600. Pharmacists who are studying in full-time mode has $2,250 in their contracts and $1,650 for part-time mode. So the part-time for pharmacists is like the most affordable one. And preparatory course, which Borys Borysovich meant before, comes to $1,200 for 10 months. About accommodation and living costs, we offer students hostel accommodation starting from just $80 per month for one person. Renting a flat in average comes to from $300 to $400 per month, but you should note that students can share this amount with the friends depending on flat size, with roommates, of course. Our students spend on average about from $200 to $300 for living per month, of course not including the accommodation payments. And to just give an idea about the range of prices in Ukraine for products and services, so in Kyiv, we can say that half a liter bottle of water, single bus ride, and single subway ride will cost you just 35 United States cents. All these 3 positions costs like around the same price, just 35 cents.
And this is the end of the first program about Kyiv Medical University. That was Radio Ukraine's weekly program Doing Business, hosted